Hello everybody, this is Monkeypuzzle, and welcome to Monkeywrenching the Beast, episode number 69? Wow, okay, that's a lot of them. Anyway, I was just messing around with this. I just broke this energy cell so that I could empty it to see if the switching I was working on worked well here. I'm working on basically, this is a power control panel for all the MJ that's coming from this stack of industrial steam engines, which are being fueled by these steam boilers over here. And before I just kind of had the power going willy-nilly everywhere, and now I've been trying to make sure that everything gets the right amount of power and that it gets switched to where it needs to go when it needs it, and then the excess is shunted over to the iron tanks in our glacier warehouse that are getting full of lava from magma crucibles. So using that to store the excess MJ, magma crucibles are a great way to convert MJ to lava, which stores it, and then you can get a one-to-one conversion to EU if you use the geothermal generators from there, or if we melted netherrack, which will come soon, we'll actually get a bonus from that, which we'll work on that later. But right now I was trying to make it so when these two energy cells are not full, which would mean that this whole bank of stills is being used, that power doesn't go to the iron tanks, and it looks like that shuts off properly. I'm not sure exactly when the threshold is that it considers full energy. Before, when this was at like 99%, it still said it was full, so I'll see in a minute where that is. In the meantime, I've got a couple other projects we're going to work on. I'll keep my eye on this, and then we'll get to those in just a second. Well, I didn't see exactly where it hit, but it did turn on when this got full. So that system is basically working. There must be a skeleton in there, and he's invisible. Okay. I'm going to pretty this up. This bothers me, so I think I'm going to do this differently. I'll get back to you. Alright, well, I think that's the best I can do for now. Basically, this sends the redstone signal with this stone jacketed wire underneath here. Have these two up here. These are now the two that go to the magma crucibles in the iron tank. I had to put them up here so they don't connect to the ones down here that go over here. They have to be separate lines. And this is the energy tesseract for miscellaneous needs, the transfer. My symmetry's gone. I just have to deal, because that's the best I can configure it for the moment. I'm sure I'll keep playing with it and neaten it up, but it works. Okay, so let's go over to the glacier warehouse and finish this system over there. So at this point, that excess energy is being sent over here and being used to turn cobble into lava. We just added this extra tank under here that took the full contents of this one and sent it down. Looking good, getting up to 30. I think it's just not all the way there yet because it's storing energy in all of them right now. But this is cranking away. So we got 6 crucibles using that steam power to make lava over here. I just want to see it drop lava once to make me happy. There it is. It's working. So what I need to do with this next is I'm going to work on mass fabricating, because no need to have this completely full and then not be able to use that energy anymore. So I'm going to make it so that every time this gets full of lava, it's going to trigger this assembly over here that makes that basically these geothermal generators are fueled by the lava. They create the EU, goes into these MFSUs, and then goes to these pair of twin mass fabricators to make UU matter, which we already have a lot of, but you can never have too much UU matter, and it's a great way to shunt excess power. It can be turned into diamonds or all kinds of iridium, all kinds of useful things that are very hard to get. So have to put that in combination with this bank of recyclers that makes this scrap. So we want to make sure that these always have scrap when they're running. I'm going to figure out how that's all going to get triggered, and when I've got the full plan, I will get back to you. Meanwhile, I'm going to empty some of these storage banks here. I'm going to save 2 regular barrels of dirt and get rid of all the rest, which is now coming over here and being turned into scrap. Coming up that pipe. Oops. Coming up here and being sent to these recyclers so we can build up our scrap down here. I'll probably do the same with the cobble as well, just really reduce our stores and get it all turned into scrap for now. Okay, I think I'm ready to tackle this and see if I can get it to happen. First things first is we need to get a signal from this tank, and we need to it needs to tell us if this is full of lava. So let's see if it will work with that. So tank full. Good, that's false. And when it does, I think we're going to need a redstone signal. We might need a pipe signal, which actually means I need to use a iron autarkic gate, I believe. So over here, let's figure out how these are going to work. 2 mass fabricators. Right now I turn them on here and here or here. Or actually, I guess when they get a redstone signal, they're off. So we'll need to invert the signal, most likely. So let's start with replacing these sides here. They need to do that, and I've been supplying them with scrap with this circular Buildcraft pipe here that would just kind of pull with these redstone engines from all these barrels full of scrap. I had lots of barrels of scrap here because I wanted enough storage that if I scrapped a whole full bank of these, that it would not overflow. So that's why I took this many barrels here to accommodate all these recyclers. So I'd prefer these all went into 1 barrel, but I think I'm going to leave it like this for now, even though it's kind of awkward. But to get the scrap into here, instead of having this whole slow redstone engine warm-up thing, I think I'm going to change this to Redpower. So I can go ahead and take this out of the way for now. And my drill, as usual, doesn't know its own strength. But yeah, let me just move all this. We'll probably still need access to the bottom. Although we might be able to do that from the side. So that's going to have to go. Sorry, I like these clocks, but or whatever they're called, the Industrial Information Panel. Nilo Rio was trying to get it to say something interesting there. And I just broke the glass fiber cable behind here. I think that's still okay though. That's still fully connected. So if these are going to be independently triggered, which is probably needs to be the case, since they both have different levels of scrap, and that's going to be part of this. So let me explain what I mean. On here, let's put the structural pipe and the structural pipe. These are just both to have a place to put the gate. And we're going to try iron and gates for this. So when it gets a signal, which might be, oh, there's no pipe, so I can't do the pipe wire signal yet, but this is one of them here. If it has amplifier, don't give a redstone signal. That is interesting too. I'm gonna have to figure out how to reverse that. Oh, can I set it in here? No. So these guys, okay, that complicates matters. Let me take the power off right now because they're running, because they're not getting a redstone signal to stop them. So if this has amplifier, it can give a redstone signal, but that wouldn't make any sense because that would stop it. We're going to have to do some tricky pipe wire stuff, so give me a second. So I'm wondering if I can do it as simple as this. Say I've got a block there, and we have the redstone torch. So now it's getting a redstone signal, which is stopping it. And can I put, if it has amplifier, which it doesn't now, so let's get some. Can I get a stack of that scrap? Let's put it in here. It has amplifier, give a redstone signal. Hey, that works. It passes right through the block. I could make like a fancy Redpower NOT gate, but I might as well do it the simple way. So these things now turn themselves off if they don't have scrap. That's part of it. And the other half of it is we want them to also only turn on if they get a signal from there. So I'm going to run some pipe and some pipe wire over here, and I'll join you when I've done that. Alright, just to simplify things, I took everything else out because I'm going to completely redo it. I've got just a simple cobblestone pipe coming from over here now, and it's got pipe wire the whole way. So when this, oh, I didn't mean to do that. When this is full, we want to give a pipe wire signal. Oh yeah, and I need to use a different gate for that. I need an iron gate. We can go ahead and use another AND gate. It doesn't matter. Or actually, we have more OR gates. So let's use one of those. And they match. Okay, so structure pipe. Where's that gate? Let's get it down here, and we'll need that. So structure pipe, iron OR gate, and some pipe wire. The pipe doesn't connect, but the pipe wire connects. That's all it's important. So when the tank is full, give a red pipe signal. So we have a way to get our signal over there. So we'll just close that off. Now there's something else I realized I needed. Is it's only going to be full for a minute, but we want to drain the whole tank. So we basically, when it gets that red pipe signal, pipe wire signal, we want it to turn a redstone signal on here until the tank is drained. So we're going to need to do a couple different things here. So it's getting complicated, but I'm going to go back to the Savannah base and make one part of it that I know I'm going to need. Actually, let me go over here. Time to get deeper into Redpower. So what I want to make is basically the substitute for a vanilla T flip-flop, which is, what is it called? It's called a toggle gate, I believe. Yes, this thing right here. So every time it gets a redstone signal, it switches its state. So we need to make some of this stuff, which we have some of. Stone cathode, stone wire, stone wafer. So we've got some stone wafers. We've got some stone wire. Let me see. Let's put this down here for now. Let me put this away. Get rid of that. And how do we make a stone cathode? I believe it's redstone torches and that. Yes. Okay. Is that enough? Let's see. Yeah, we're good to go. So let's get to a crafting bench. Let's use this one. And, oops. Go ahead and get that in there. Actually, I should have made 2 of these because I have another need. I think I'm going to think. Duh. I think I'm going to need it for. But I can always just make that off camera now that I've made 1. So we got a toggle latch. That's a good thing. And I think that's it. Let me think for a second. I think I'm good. I'll find out. So let's get back over here as the space loads in again. And we're going to have it give a signal when it's full and or when it's empty. So we're going to make use of that OR gate. And hopefully that's going to work out. The only way that won't work out is if it empties several times before filling. We're depending on it filling and then emptying and filling and then emptying. We'll see if that actually works out or not. But it'll self-regulate because if it turns itself on when empty, it still won't have any energy to work. So nothing will happen. Okay, so now I need another iron gate on the end. Use that again because we have more. And we can just put it right here, I think would be fine. We can go back 1 and use that. Let's go back 1 more. Why not? And see if we can put that right there. And so when it gives a red pipe signal, give a redstone signal. And then where's our little toggle latch? It's there. And I believe, let me see, do I have a screwdriver on me? I don't. I probably left it in other things. So let me go get the screwdriver. I don't do much Redpower stuff, so I don't really carry one around with me very often. Okay, I got my screwdriver. We can turn that around. I'm not sure which way it's supposed to go. Let's get some red alloy wire. Really what I'm going to use for connecting is this. But just so we can see what's going on, let's put a piece of that down and see if it connects. You can flip that. Maybe I've got it the wrong way. Okay, let's try that. Those just flip back and forth. Maybe this doesn't do what I thought it did. Let me play with it some, and I'll get back to you then. Alright, I think this thing will still do what I want. I've got a piece of red alloy wire on either side, and if I give it power, redstone signal, it switches its state. And I can do that on either side, but it still does what I want. So I'm going to only use one side of this, and then it should function for me. So let's go put it back over here. Alright, this is what I came up with. Move this over here. So when this gets a red pipe signal, it will give a redstone signal, which will switch the state of this gate. It should start in that position, off, which, why isn't it switching? Is it because of this? Is that a bug? Oh no, it's because of this. Okay, I've got to change it again. What I was trying to do is this gives a redstone signal if it has no amplifier. So the minute it has no amplifier, this turns off. And I did it that way because I realized if I was inverting this over here, it didn't matter because this was still on and that would turn it off. This signal here affects this. So this has to be, when this gives a redstone signal, this turns off. So that has to be like that. However, now this signal is interfering with this. This is meant to be the secondary signal that when the tank is full, the whole cycle turns on, and then when the tank is empty, this gets toggled and the whole cycle turns off. That's the end of the cycle until the tank is full again. So I gotta reconfigure this. This is tricky. Okay, there it is. when these don't have amplifier scrap, the redstone signal turns on and these are turned off automatically, so they'll never run without scrap. And in case you don't know, that's because without scrap they use way more power. I forget exactly what the ratio is, but so you should only run them with scrap. So that's why I need this failsafe. Now, and then they will also be off by default unless they get a signal from back here. Or yeah, this signal will then turn these redstone torches off. So right now, like before, it's set that when that tank gets full, this will be switched, and then those can run. And then when it's empty, then these will be switched off again. Now, as long as it alternates between full and empty, full and empty, everything will be fine. If that cycle breaks, then that messes this up. So there's not fail-safe that way. I could have it that it just sends a redstone signal as long as there's liquid in the tank. So that's my backup, and that might be the way to do it. I could switch between the two easily enough. I'll just have to replace this with red alloy wire or stone jacketed wire, and eliminate these two things entirely. So we'll see, but that part's done for now, and now I just need to make sure that these things can get scrap and that the UU matter can be taken out of them. So I'm going to use Redpower to do that, and I was thinking I'm going to use retrievers to do this because they can call from multiple barrels. So I'm going to go ahead and make some retrievers, and retrievers are also going to take some bluetricity, which I'd never used before. So those are two things we're going to make in a minute. This is going to get replaced by a barrel because even though it's a diamond chest, it doesn't hold enough, especially for what we're doing. And I'll figure out how that comes out. I think I can just put a wood pipe between these two with an autarkic gate. And then one other thing I'm going to do, I'll just handle it right now, is that the recyclers over here, I've got to turn this on manually for the scrap to be pulled out of them. So I'm going to eliminate this at this point, because this is before I had an assembly table and autarkic gates. So I'm just going to have these turn on automatically at this point whenever there's something in here. So I've got a whole mess of autarkic gates here. The only trick is if this is the right side to signal for the autarkic gate to recognize this inventory right here. So let's set it where if there are items in inventory, do the energy pulse. So that's good. So hopefully it doesn't think that if there's something here, we can waste one of these, say. Oh, that went so fast. There's no telling. Okay, it needs to be pulling out scrap and not stone. And then we know it works. So that's great. Whoa, and used it all up. Okay, there goes my stone. No biggie. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put those all the way down the line, and I'll never have to turn redstone engines on here again. Okay, and then I can take all of this out, because I'm not going to be using it anymore either. It was good when it got all red hot and everything was rotating, but it took so long to warm up, and I always had to remember to turn it back off. So those are gone. And I already took out the rest of the piping that was doing the big loop. So the thing about Buildcraft filling things too is you often have to have a return loop so items don't pop out. And hoping with the Redpower that I won't have to mess with that at all. As long as it doesn't create extra lag, which it can do sometimes, so we'll see how it treats us. And this whole room can probably go as well. I'll see in a minute. Some of these things need a signal, so leave that for the moment, but that's probably going to go too. Alright, so let me go make some of those Redpower items. I tried to just record making 2 retrievers, but it didn't work out right. But here they are. To make them, first you have to make 2 filters, so I did that. And then for the retriever, then there was a new item. It's the blue alloy ingot. And they're made in the alloy furnace by cooking silver ingots with nickelite, which I had some, used them all up. This stuff, it's my first use of it ever. Just put it in there with that, and it'll cook it right up. Might as well just leave those in there. And you get the blue alloy. So we're venturing into bluetricity. We got our retrievers, our thermal piles, our blue alloy wire. We got our pneumatic tube. That should be enough. Trying to think what else we're going to need in this. Oh, we're going to need timers to run these. So let me see what we need for these. Timers. So this stuff, you guys have seen me do this already for the most part. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these together. The main thing is these stone wafers. You just put stone in any kind of smelting and you get the stone wafers. These is just a redstone with that, and that you just saw redstone torch with the wafer, and this one stone wafer, redstone torch, stone. So I'm going to make a couple of these. Alright, let's see if we can make all this stuff work now. So the retrievers, the reason I made 2, see what these look like, is because they, I think they pull stuff from here and they exit out the back. And I want to just put that back straight up to the bottoms of these. And hopefully that's going to work out right. So we want that yellow part pointing down, I think. Don't hold me to any of this, as I will know about it more once I've finished this. Okay, that way, hopefully. Yeah, and let's grab this one back and do the same. And where are you? And it's going to make me spin it around every way till I get it on the last one. Okay. Now that's going to need the pneumatic tube. So hopefully, if we just bring pneumatic tube all the way to the bottom of these barrels, that's all we need to do. So let's see if that's going to work out. Okay, theoretically, we have it connected. This just bothers me. Yeah, ooh, much more satisfying. Okay, and now we got to make these work. So let me go. I forgot to get some lava and some ice. Let me get that. Just looked it up, and I'm actually going to be better off with lava and water. So I'm going to want to get power to these guys. They're also going to need the timer to power them. So I gotta figure out how that all works. So let's make some cover panels. I just need one piece of stone, and just keep chopping them up till they don't chop up no more. And I'm just making this up as I go, but hopefully this is gonna work out. I think these will go on there because they're from the same mod. And the power is going to climb up these. Can I go like that? Yep. I'm going to climb up these like that. So let's go down here to make our power. I think we can go lower or we could go back. It's probably the same either way. Let's go back here and do it. just to make it easier on myself. And I was just learning how to do this. Looks like I'm going to need maybe a 3 by 5 space, I think. What's that? That's need one more. Okay. And let's grab that. Actually, let's not put that back yet, because I may not. Sometimes it's just a pain to even have to harvest. Okay, so I think we're going to want a configuration something like this, where the thermopiles are going to go here, water is going to go in these spaces, and then below the thermopiles we're going to have lava. So grab that block, not that I need it. I got 2 lava buckets here, so let's go ahead and put those in there without jumping in them. And then here's the thermopiles, just need something to put them against. And over here, so they've got the hot underneath them, and then we give them the cool above them. Now this ice is probably going to melt, but I'll go ahead and put it as ice anyway, because I think it's a little bit more efficient as ice. We'll see. And then we can take power off of these. Now we're not going to be able to take it over the ice, so we'll bring it along like that, I think. Okay, and bring it around the corner, and then we just need to hook it up over here some way or another to get it to these guys. And I'm just going low because I'm not sure what else I'm going to need over here. Let's go ahead and just take it low. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So theoretically, and I need some light in here too. Yeah, that's already melting. So we'll just go ahead and put light in. Not worry about that. Keep all this lit up. Theoretically, these have power now. I don't know if that means it or what. No. I think it would show up there, wouldn't it? Yee. Obviously, still learning what I'm doing here. And then the last thing is going to be a timer to make these work. So the timer probably could just go between them, share one timer each. We'll use these again and put it over there and there. And then this hopefully could go right in the middle. And if this was working, actually, it would already, I can't get out there, it would already be pulling scrap out of these. Although I think I have to tell it what to pull as well. So let's see, we'd want it to pull a certain amount of scrap per cycle. I don't think we should do 64. Maybe we'll start with 16 as a good number to keep in there. And I don't see anything getting pulled yet. It doesn't look like it's got power yet. So let me figure out what a retriever needs for power and what I did wrong with those thermopiles. Still a little stumped on powering these retrievers. I've put all 4 thermopiles in here now. Lava on the bottom of all 4, and then water on 4 sides of them. And then got it all octopused up over to here. And they're not showing any power. This should be all lit up. So I'm not sure what's going on. I went ahead and made this voltmeter, and it's showing Different readings for volts. I've got 100.5, 101.2. Looks like volts are going through it. Oh, I got watts that time too. So I'm not sure what's happening, why this isn't working. It's lengthening my episode. But I think I'm going to go ahead and make a battery box and hook that up and see if it starts filling with power. So I'll be back with this thing. More blue alloy ingot, and the battery is made like that with copper and tin. No biggie, I'll pull that off. Ho ho! I finally got it. It has to come in from the side rather than be stuck on it. So I just has to have a block at the same level as it, and then it will fill up. Okay, finally got that working. So gonna have to wrap up this episode now. I don't know how long it went. Probably too long, but at least we can end with this working. So let's put the timer back down. Here we go. And let's give it a longer timing. Let's give it like every, I don't know how long it's going to take to use this stuff up. But this one should be pulling scrap from here. This is the big test. Come on, you can do it. That doesn't have any scrap. You can do it. What's going on? None of this stuff is coming easy. Hey, it's working. And the problem was this. This was, I guess, power was going through this block and not allowing this to pulse. So now it is filling this with scrap. So, okay, we got up to 64. And now it's still pulling. It's trying to send them back now. And maybe they can't. Aha. So it does need a re-entry into the barrel. Okay, well, let's give it that. What if we give it one extra buffer barrel to be the buffer barrel? So we need these to go around, and we'll put that right there, and hopefully it's going to be smart enough to send it back in there. Okay, well, they can go under when it's got less than a stack, but when it has more than a stack, it's have to go over. And is it gonna be smart enough to do that? That will be the question. All right. Anyway, this thing should be mostly there. I'm hoping, but this is still going to be a while till this fills, and I don't think it's going to fill in this episode. So I may have to wait till the very next time to show if it works. But I think we've gotten most of the way there. A little bit of fine tuning left, and we'll figure it out. In the meantime, this has been Monkeypuzzle, and this is Monkeywrenching the Beast. Thank you so much for joining me, and please, if you have any tips for me, let me know. But we've almost got our power system worked out, especially now working on the overflow of the MJ from the steam boilers and turning it into good stuff. Oh, and yeah, actually the last thing I got to put in here is a way for the UU matter to be pulled out of these. That'll be all set up next time as well. All right, see you next time. Bye bye.